Back, we're gonna quickly go do a breakdown on who everybody picked. We got 39 brackets that came in. There were 3 people who didn't get theirs in. We had 9 people who picked Indianapolis, and another 9 that picked San Diego. 8 for Minnesota. There were 5 for New Orleans, 4 for Dallas, 2 for the Jets, 1 for Arizona, and 1 for Philly. And of course, you know, that person who picked Philly, he's pretty much done. I won't mention names for now. And I think there were only a couple people who actually got their runner-up in the Super Bowl eliminated too. A couple people had Cincinnati in there, and a couple people had Philly in there too. So they got their runner-ups eliminated. Let's look at the first game of the week. It was the Jets at Cincinnati. 28 out of 39 people picked Cincinnati. I guess that, you know, what happened that last game of the season, nobody thought, you know, the Jets were for real. I think everybody thought since Cincinnati had a lot of their starters out that they wouldn't do the same thing. I picked Cincinnati in this game. I mainly thought, because Sanchez, I thought it was going to come down at the end, the quarterback would make the most plays. And I didn't think, you know, I know the Jets had the #1 rushing team in the league, but the Bengals were 7th in the league against the run. So I didn't think they were going to run the ball on them like the way they did. So I thought Sanchez would have to make a little bit more plays, but he never had to. He really, I mean, he made some plays, but he really, when you get the running game going like that, you can do play action all day, and he pretty much, you know, did what he wanted to. And, you know, the score is 24-14, but it really wasn't that close.
Yeah. The one thing that wasn't a surprise was Revis. I mean, we've been talking about him all year.
Yeah.
He locked down.
See, and that was one reason I thought Cincinnati would win, because Cincinnati all season long hadn't been counting on their passing game to win anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So I figured, okay, you gonna shut something down that you don't use anyway. So that's why I didn't think it would be much of a factor.
Vincent had a great game. He ran for like 150 yards.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And that was the problem with the Bengals. Their passing game just hasn't been there all year, really.
Yeah, Palmer. It looked like he was throwing high, or
yeah, he was.
All day, and then like, you know, receivers were dropping passes, and it was just bad, the passing game. But
well, it clearly they missed Chris Henry all season. They didn't really have a deep threat at all, so that they had nobody to stretch the field. And another thing I think they miss them. They don't use a tight end enough in their offense either. Yeah. So I think that's the main thing that killed them.
Yeah, Bengals they just went through too much this year. I mean, the death of Henry, then one of the receivers got injured during the game, Caldwell. He got hurt.
He came back, but he still didn't really.
Yeah, it's like they didn't have any. Like if you had other weapons to go to other than Ocho Cinco, then they would have been able to been all right. But I think a combination of that and the fact that the Jets mixed up their offense real well. It's like Sanchez threw for like almost 80%, I think, during the game. And they did all that play action fake that worked to a T, and of course Braylon dropped another touchdown pass. But,
actually, that's what I thought it would come down to at the end of the game. Sanchez come down on the field, we going down to 20, Braylon be wide open. I thought he would drop it, but it never came down to that.
Yeah, it's like I thought the Bengals would win just because they've been through so much and they've been able to persevere. They've been a tough team all year, but it was just too much. They just had too much.
What did the Bengals do in the offseason to improve their team?
Draft a wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver. Well, I mean, what else? Of course, they need to do more than that, but they need to get. I mean, I think they got a decent tight end. I just think their offense don't use a tight end much.
Yeah.
And I think they need more depth at defensive end. When they can't generate a pass rush.
Right. Yeah.
I think they got some good prospects that they drafted. They got Michael Johnson from Georgia Tech. He looked pretty good. I think he got hurt too.
Oh, really?
So I think they need some more depth on the offensive line and some receivers.
All right. Now, let's move on to the next game. It was Philly at Dallas. 26 out of 39 people picked Dallas. So despite all the controversy, but the Cowboys can't win in December. About inconsistency, offensive been, most people still picked them. I picked Dallas too because they've been a hot team along with them in Green Bay. I thought they would win this game, but I didn't think it would. I didn't think they would beat them like the way they did. This game was never really a game. Eagles never got going on offense. I knew the Eagles' biggest problem to me coming into this game was inconsistency on that defense because every week they got somebody else in middle linebacker. I thought they could put some up the street this week to play middle linebacker. But anything out of this game, you guys noticed that stood out?
Like the little bit that I saw, because the little bit that I saw, I just didn't think the Eagles were going to be able to make their adjustments. Usually, you would think, with it being a rubber match, they would make some adjustments and it'd be a little bit more competitive. But I mean, Dallas just had their number this year.
Dallas is clearly the better team. I could tell from both of the games they played against each other. Dallas is the clearly superior team, and I think maybe the fact that Tony Romo dropped Jessica Simpson, I guess that was the edge he needed.
I don't know about all that.
Basically, Jason Garrett finally woke up and stopped throwing the ball 80 times a game. They're more balanced on offense, one thing.
Yeah, but Romo isn't making any. Well, yeah, that's.
Well, if you do that with more balance on offense, you ain't gonna make as many mistakes.
Yeah. So I think not having Terrell Owens, they got rid of all that drama in the locker room. Like, between Pac-Man Jones and Terrell Owens, they don't have that drama anymore. They can just focus on football, and that's pretty much what they've done. They've gotten rid of all their.
You sound like Skip Bayless, blaming everything on T.O. I mean, yeah, leaving T.O. leaving, but I still don't think that was a major factor. The major factor is Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett finally got their head up their ass. That's the biggest factor.
Cut.
Yeah, and plus Miles Austin stepped up too. I think if he didn't step up this year, they probably be out the first round, or they'd be out sooner than what they are now.
All right, so back to the Eagles. What do the Eagles need to do in the offseason to come back?
Well, they need to figure out who their quarterback, going into the next couple of years is going to be, because
Man, it's been that, man. Everybody think because they got Vic, it ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, I'm talking about Kevin Cole. Like, there's a lot of rumors like maybe Kevin Cole might even come to the Browns. They're trying to decide his future because they like him a lot. They need to address that first, and then I think they definitely need some help on defense, like defensive line.
Yeah, well, I think they lost a lot of leadership when they lost Dawkins.
Well, yeah.
And then I don't know. I mean, this may be asking a lot of Andy Reid, but he's got to start running the football more. I mean, you can't sit there and pass all that. I know you got all them weapons.
Yeah,
but you also got two good weapons in that backfield with Westbrook and McCoy. He got to figure out a way to start running the football more.
I think they need some help on the offensive line. I think they're pretty good at pass protection.
They did have two guys out too. They started center was out, and that definitely showed. I'm a bad snaps in there. The right guard was out, so they did have injuries on the O line. All right.